Pixar's latest movie has dropped, and let's just say the reactions to Elemental are mixed. But whether you think it's god-tier Pixar, bottom-of-the-barrel Pixar, or somewhere in between, the big question is, does it fit with the Pixar Shared Universe Theory? The answer? It's complicated. Let's get into it. First, a quick primer on the theory, for any viewers who maybe like to go outside sometimes. It was first proposed to the international scientific community, aka Nerds Online, back in 2013 by John Negrini. In a nutshell, the theory suggests that every single Pixar movie actually takes place within the same universe at different times within one big overarching chronology, with the Good Dinosaur taking place the furthest back in time and introducing the idea of hyper-intelligent animals. Makes a certain kind of sense, right? Well, hold on to your spaghetti, because this is where it gets complicated. So, following the events of Up, those hyper-intelligent animals rise up to overthrow humanity because of our habit of polluting everything. In retaliation, we build robots who evacuate us off the Earth aboard the Axiom before the events of Wall-E. But then the plant that Eve finds in Wall-E brings life back to Earth, with the bugs from A Bug's Life subsequently evolving on what you might call New Earth, or Earth 2, Electric Boogaloo. However, due to radiation caused by the By and Large Corporation, those bugs eventually evolve into the monsters from Monsters, Inc. But wait, there's more! Because once the monsters realize that humans are a prime source of energy, they use their advanced door-based technology to travel back in time to the 2000s in order to harvest first screams, then laughter. This leads to Boo's adventure in the monster world. Then, when she grows up, Boo becomes obsessed with finding Sully again, and ends up traveling back in time by accident, eventually harnessing magic and becoming the witch from Braid. And as her tragic, futile search continues, she continues to travel through time, spreading magic, which explains the presence of supernatural power in the likes of Turning Red and Luca. Okay, did you get all that? There'll be a short quiz after the video. Now, just how exactly the heck does Elemental fit into all of this? Every new Pixar production contains Easter eggs relating to previous and upcoming movies. It's well documented, including by us. And Elemental is no different. There is a Pizza Planet truck clearly visible in one scene of the film, which is one of the most common visual gags that the filmmakers tend to throw in, along with the Luxo Ball and the number A113. I'll explain the significance of the truck in terms of the Pixar theory in a moment, but for now, let's just say that it's definitely there. On top of that, you can also see a poster in Elemental that features one of the planets from Elio. That's Pixar's next movie, and it's all about an 11-year-old kid who accidentally becomes Earth's ambassador to a universe full of aliens. So, Pizza Planet truck? Check. Reference to a future Pixar movie? Check. Now, how does this square with the theory? According to the ancient lore, the reason the Pizza Planet truck shows up in so many Pixar movies, no matter the time period, is that the time-traveling witch Boo drops them as markers. Hey, she's zapping back and forth through the whole of recorded history. She needs to leave herself clues so she knows where she's been. Going by that logic, the presence of a Pizza Planet truck in the world of Elemental, a world without humans and, ergo, without pizza restaurants, suggests that Boo has been there at some point. And with the Elio poster, while it's slightly thin, we can at least theorize that the two movies take place within a linked cosmos. But the question then becomes, where exactly does Elemental fit in the overall chronology? Is it the distant past? The far future? This is guesswork, of course, but it seems probable that we're actually looking at the distant past. In that case, the Society of Elemental represents the building blocks of life, with the world beyond being a barren, prehistoric Earth. Makes a certain kind of sense, yes? Of course, it doesn't explain where all the elements have gone when we get to the future. Was there some kind of elemental apocalypse that took place between this movie and The Good Dinosaur? Did the elements sort of devolve into the water, fire, wind, and earth that we recognize today? Are we looking at some sort of multiversal shenanigans? Or are the events of Elemental entirely metaphorical? An artistic representation of what's been going on scientifically with those elements throughout recorded history? Because if that's the case, then the movie could take place at any point within the Pixar continuity. I did say hold on to your spaghetti. Let's be clear, the Pixar theory isn't exactly watertight. There have always been holes. For example, it's always been a little tricky to work out how the cars from Cars fit in. There are no humans or animals in the world of Cars. Cows are tractors, and even the bugs are miniature vehicles. So how could anything organic evolve from that world? And at the end of Monsters, Inc., we see Sully return to Boo, which makes you wonder why exactly she would need to become a crazy immortal time-traveling witch to find him. So, sure, there are some tenuous aspects to the whole thing. And unfortunately, we can't guarantee that Elemental fits neatly into the theory. It could all just be nonsense. But the important thing? is that we had a great time talking about it. I mentioned the multiverse earlier, and surely that's the next step in the theory. Boo hasn't actually been traveling backwards and forwards through one single chronology. She's been traveling between universes, which would presumably mean that the doors the monsters use aren't simply time-traveling doors, they're doors to different dimensions. Hey, I just solved the whole mess! You're welcome.